Hi, bud. Are you waiting for something? Good morning. I'm still kind of sleepy this morning, but I've been up for a while, so I don't know what happened there. I guess I'm feeling mellow. I had a good night of sleep, which feels really good. There's still a bunch of snow outside, and I'm about to start working. I was debating what I would be working on today. There's so many things. If you saw the list of ideas I have, you would like... No, seriously, I do have a lot of ideas. I wish that I could work a lot faster to get a lot more stuff done, you know, because I want to see all those things. It's just, it takes so much time to do like one thing, you know. Right now, the studio is very messy because I didn't pick up yesterday. Look, I got my stuff from yesterday. I've got my table with all the stuff I didn't pick up. First order of business is to tidy up and get ready for today. Okay, the studio is all clean and ready to go. I know that I've mentioned before that one of my tips to be productive and creative was to leave your stuff out ready to go. And I do that all the time, like especially those cards are the materials I use the most. But I do like in between sessions to kind of tidy up, especially when I use new materials with a new project. And since every day is kind of a new project, I tidy up, and it's easier as well with the cameras to set up the shots and all that. But if I work on a specific painting or a series of painting, then I wouldn't tidy up every day. I would just leave it messy at night, wash my brushes, because brushes are expensive. But I would leave everything out and come back to where I left off and work until my whole series is done. And I do recommend that because it makes a really big difference psychologically, knowing that you don't have to set up anything. You just walk in and you're like, okay, I'll do this one little thing. Anyways, I digress. Today, the inspiration will come from a specific color palette, and it will also be a random color palette. Let me show you. I don't know if it's going to be interesting or not, but I'm just trying stuff out. To step out of the black and white and gray and yellow box. We're stepping out. So let me flip you over and show you. Okay, there's this website called Coolers. It's called colors.co, but there's two O's in the color, so it's coolers.co. And it's basically a palette generator, a random palette generator. And there's a bunch of other tools that are really, really cool to use. So I'm going to use that to generate a palette. So first, let me just show you how it works. Like if you press generate here, it's going to give us a brand new palette. There you go. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors. That would be the palette I would be working with. And you could also, let's say you really love one color and you're not in love with this palette. One thing you could do is lock this color. And then I have a keyboard here. You press on the space bar and it's going to generate another palette, but based off of this color. So this color didn't change and you get a brand new palette. I actually quite like this one, but I'm going to go full random and we're gonna do it right now. So whatever, I'm gonna press generate and whatever comes up is going to be my palette. I'm nervous. Because what if the colors are not inspiring to me? What if I don't like them? I'm still gonna do it. So I'm going to mix acrylic paints in those colors. If I want to use oil pastels, I'll just pick whatever is the closest. Same for watercolor. I'm letting myself use graphite and charcoal, white, grayish, and black, you know what I mean? But the palette will dictate the creations of today. Are you ready? I'm ready. Okay, I'm pressing generate. Ooh. Place your bets. Oh my God. Oh, we got white, gray, and black. So these are the two colors of the day. I'm so not inspired. Guys, I was hoping for like, I wish you were here telling me like, oh no, redo it, we don't want to see that. It's a boring palette. I don't know what to do. It's so boring. Blue and green. I don't want to cheat, but like half the palette is black and white. I feel like you would not love that. Would you? I think we have to do it again. Wait, let's look at this with a cool head. So I said I would allow myself gray, white, and black, right? So it's already half the palette, so it's kind of boring. And then we have blue sky and green grass. It's not super interesting or challenging. We're doing it again. Please don't tell me I cheated. I was doing it for your own sake. It would have been so boring. Let's hope we get good colors. Like, okay, that's worse. Is it worse? No, it's not worse. It's like muted tones. It's fine. So we have teal and greens, and we have like a purplish, muted purple. It's okay. It's fine. It's fine. I don't know, was that a bad idea? No, I think I could work with this, right? Well, that's the challenge. That's the challenge. So to have very limited palette and to have restrictions, because I find that restrictions are a good driving force for inspiration, even if it feels counterintuitive. I think it is. So we're going with teal, purple, and we have black and white and gray. Let's do it. I've mixed my paints. I've got my colored pencil, pastel, I have some charcoal, some black paint and gray paint, graphite. I'm ready to go. I'm all done. My head is buzzing. Too many ideas. Too much creativity at once. I don't know that I was that successful with that color scheme. It was really new to me and not something that I would have picked naturally. Tried to explore a few things. I feel like I kind of put all the colors in all the pieces where maybe I should have like introduced them more gradually, as in maybe work with the purple and gray and see how that feels, but I feel like I put everything together. Let's take a look at them. I started with a more straightforward landscape. I tried putting a lot of texture in the water, but I feel like I might have put a little bit too much compared to the sky. The problem here also is that there's no real focal point. Everything is kind of muddy. I don't feel like this is very successful. Here's a floral. I tried my best to combine the color in this floral. I feel like there's bits that are successful, but overall I think it kind of lacks contrast maybe. In my heart, this needs yellow or orange very badly. Then I went into these abstract landscape combining the big circle, the contour line, and minimal landscape. Actually, I have a hard time judging this piece. I'm letting you decide whether this is successful or not so much. A lot of them kind of look alike. Maybe it's the color scheme or my composition. I feel like this composition is different, but I really don't like this piece. I don't know if I'll change my mind in a few days, but right now everything feels messy. It's not cohesive. Like there's nothing that's really attracting me. So let's look at another one. I don't like this one. I feel like when I got to this point, this is the second to last, I felt a little bit more happy with it. It was a lot more spur of the moment, and I kept like a thick texture and I kept the tones minimal, and I didn't mix colors much. I just kept to the colors that I had. I used oil pastel here and for the contour line, and this is acrylic paint. I don't know if the color scheme is ideal, but I do love the composition. In this last one, I totally cheated. I couldn't resist anymore and I just had to put yellow. So I threw the rules out the window and I just put some yellow down. I like these lines that I got with the acrylic bottle of black, and I kind of mixed it with a brush. I like the mix of both. By itself, I wasn't quite sure, but mixing it and keeping some lines, I quite liked it. I feel like the yellow overlapping the green isn't ideal. I think if it would have been under the green and just peeking through, it would be better. I'm not liking the overlapping here. Again, I don't know that the color scheme is ideal, but I like the composition overall. I would maybe change a few colors, but I like the composition. So I don't know how you feel about these weird abstract landscape with a big circle at the top. It feels, I don't know how I feel about them. I think it's interesting, but at the same time, I don't know. It feels futuristic in a way, and I'm not like, I don't know. I think that when I made this one, it felt very warm and inviting, and I really love the general vibe that I'm getting. It feels endearing, and I'm feeling emotions when I'm looking at this one. Whereas when I'm looking at this one or this one, it feels very cold and dry. I don't know how to explain it. I don't get that cozy feeling that I want. Maybe the key is mixing watercolor with oil pastel, because you get the more fluid, translucid, and softer effect with the contrast of oil pastel. Maybe acrylic paint and oil pastels are like very bold and very opaque, and maybe that's where I get that feeling. I don't know. Let me know your thoughts. I'm really curious to read them and read your opinion on this new kind of like abstract landscape mixed with the big spheres. What do you think about them? Right now I'm gonna clean my brushes real fast so that they don't harden, but I'm not gonna pick up anything. I'm so tired. I'm gonna make myself a big cup of tea. I'm gonna go cuddle with my puppy for a little bit, take a break. And I hope that whatever you're doing, you're enjoying yourself, or if you're working really hard, give yourself a break and treat yourself to a little something that feels good, sending you good inspiration, and I will see you tomorrow.